Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and thank you for the 40,000 subscribers. It's all about you guys. The community is growing and I'm super pumped. And Jose wanted to say something to you on my back.
Thank you for subscribing, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks, Jose. That really means a lot. So, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. Today we've got a bunch of bad news. Sorry about that. China is making moves to get out of the dollar. This is probably the biggest story. Earthquakes rock Syria and Turkey, thousands of dead, over 3,000 now. We're going to talk about that. The Washington Post poll finds that Joe Biden, Bonehead Biden, is probably the worst president in history. Out of the 37 years they've been polling, the numbers have never came back. Every 4 Americans out of 10 claim they are financially worse off. So over 40%. That's incredible. There's an alleged power station attack that's going on, that went on in Baltimore. The FBI caught the people. It's 2 people. We'll get into that some. And Dell announces a 5% layoff amongst the other tech companies that are cutting jobs willy-nilly just in January. And we all knew after Christmas it was going to get nutty, and here we are. So let's start with China. This is a big story. All the legacy news media ought to be talking about this. This is a massive, massive story. It's going to be just like the transitory inflation, how it's just supposed to be a little while. Well, it's here now. Well, this is starting to be here too. China says it will set up a yuan clearing arrangement in Brazil. It's out of Beijing on February 7th. That's today, I believe. China's central bank has signed a memorandum of understanding on setting up yuan clearing arrangements in Brazil. To boost the currency's global clout. That's what you got to do if you're trying to make your own global currency. The establishments of such arrangements for the renminbi or the yuan would be beneficial to cross-border transactions and further promote bilateral trade, the People's Bank in China said on Tuesday. China in recent months has signed a similar yuan deal with Pakistan, Kazakhstan, and Laos. These other countries are working together. They have done $172 billion between China and Brazil just in 2022. That's it. So, in that short amount of time, they're growing. They're working on this thing. China has been trying to boost the yuan globally since 2009 to reduce the reliance on the U.S. dollar. That's big news, guys. It would be very, very foolish to think the United States would hold the world reserve currency for the rest of time. Nothing stays the same. There's never been a fiat currency make it. Nope, they all return to zero. Remember that. If you want to hedge against it, call Stacey. Her number's on the board. I would recommend going 2 other places first. Make Stacey your third call. Always get 3 bids. The important thing is you get it. Dell announces intentions to reduce headcount by 5%. That may not sound like a big deal, but that equates to 6,700 employees. They're just one of the few that's doing it. The layoffs follow the actions of several other leading technology companies. Microsoft, Google, Amazon revealed their intentions to decrease payrolls by more than 40,000 workers. Over the past few weeks, more than 66,000 workers have been dismissed from prominent technology firms in the first month, in January, in 30 days. All right, earthquakes rock Syria and Turkey. 7.8 to a 7.5 magnitude earthquake has killed more than 3,000, and there's countless bodies under the wreckage. They don't know how many it's gotten. I'll roll a small clip right now.
It's one of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded in the area. Search and rescue operations are underway as emergency crews sift through the rubble in hopes of finding survivors.
Social media users saying a major natural gas pipeline exploded, which ignited huge fires. And all of that we've just summarized here has just happened in just half a day, and we have many more days to follow.
The quake, which had a magnitude 7.8, was felt up to 600 miles away, and there are fears the number of dead could rise sharply as rescue teams search for people trapped under the rubble. Turkey has declared a state of emergency, and the U.S. has already offered assistance. NBC News Chief International Correspondent Keir Simmons has the latest.
Alleged power substation attacked. There's been a man and a Maryland woman allegedly planning an attack on a power substation in Baltimore. They were trying to, quote, inflict maximum harm on the city's power grid. So that's another great reason to have a generator, solar generator. So have something to run your refrigerators at least. You don't want your preps going bad, your food going bad. It doesn't take much to run refrigerators, freezers, and some lights. I put a throw-out switch on my big breaker box, and now all I got to do is throw the switch over, and my little generator will run everything that I have to have. And then I've got bigger generators and diesel if I need it later. But try to secure a couple of fuel sources. You don't ever know when this is going to happen. I mean, you're being prepared for anything. Now, this is about the law that's going to be passed, or they're proposing in Texas. SB 147. Introducing in November by the State Senate Lois Colhurst. It is a law that would prevent anybody from China, Iran, North Korea, or Russia from buying property in Texas. Would also block government and corporate entities from those nations from purchasing any property in Texas. That is really cool, I think. As it currently stands, Texas law guarantees that an alien has the same real personal property rights in the United States as a United States citizen. They're getting some pushback. Of course, the Democrat Gene Wu, who opposes SB 147, says there is no discernment about what type of land is being purchased or who is doing the purchasing. Individuals from the affected countries could start making decisions on where to work or study and possibly avoid Texas, says Stuart Anderson. Prohibiting long-term non-citizen residents from owning property will certainly discourage them from living in Texas. I don't see anything wrong with that. If that's what Texas wants to do and they think that's best for their people, I think it's a good idea, actually. I know a country without borders is not much of a country. And I don't see why we can't have a border wall in Texas and prevent China and possibly Bill Gates from owning property all around. It's just, it's getting nutty. It is a silent takeover of our farmland. Control the food, control the people. It just makes complete sense to me to do this. But, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. All right, guys, have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you in the next one later.